What's up, YouTube? What's up, X? This your boy, Crypto Bruh, aka Mo World Peace, the DJ slash producer, coming back again with another talk with the XENIFY core team just to get some more insight on things that they got cooking. In case you didn't know, lobby just ended, so you better go check your divs. I'm just kidding. You might want to go do your custodial work, whatever you got to do, because you got 30 minutes before it ain't on a discount no more. Yeah, we also got the XNF that we're going to talk about, and we're going to pretty much just break down what is this airdrop they got going on for the next 75 days. Yeah, man, make sure you retweet, repost. I got this, like I said, we streaming on YouTube and on X. So on X, make sure you retweet it or re-exit. I don't know. What up, enthusiasts? Welcome to the stream. But let me bring in the homies. We got Day P and Simran. Hello, guys. Welcome.
What's up? How's it going?
It's going all right, man. You know what's funny is when I am I'm like doing my like little research, because I don't have too many acquaintances in Australia, so I've never really put my mind on the time difference.
Yeah.
And it was messing with me today, because I call me an American, I guess, but I forgot that you guys are a day ahead, and I'm like, man, it's like you guys are jumping into the past. Come kick. Well, I'm going into the future.
Yeah. They are the first one that celebrate, I think, the New Year's even.
Yeah, they do that in New Zealand. Man. So they actually celebrate the New Year in New Zealand. Then they take a flight straight to LA, and then they celebrate it there.
What? No, insane.
They do it.
That's how you got to do it, though. You got to merge the worlds. That's what we're trying to do with this XENIFY idea. How you guys are aggregating everything together.
Yeah.
So we definitely want to make sure these worlds are merged. But yeah, hella funny that y'all are in December 14th, but over here on the West right now, it is December 13th, 2020. I don't know. I guess you guys are far west, whatever. Here on the planet New York, it is December 13th. Thank you guys again for pulling up to the stream and hanging. First things I want to ask is how you guys feeling? Last time we spoke was around 10 days ago. I see XENIFY is moving. It's doing, all the contracts are doing what they're doing, and you had the BNB release.
Yeah.
How are you guys feeling about your project so far? Can we get a temp check?
I think it's doing pretty well, to be honest with you. Like, the amount that's being burnt, the amount that's being removed from circulation, it's pretty much going as planned. The thing is, we're not showing like you could say a future value, like, paper gains, right? What you're seeing is what people are actually earning today. And they're obviously, some of them are selling, some of them are participating and re-entering back into the lobbies. But I think it's all working towards that ultimate endpoint, right? Where we're taking things and improving on things when it comes to Ethereum. There's going to be a lot of improvements for Ethereum, I think.
Oh yeah, I guess, yeah, that's cool. So you guys are already, so you're feeling like these other launches, BNB and Arbitrum, they're getting you, like, giving you new ideas about how your ETH launch is going to work, or?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
100%. Like right now, the halvening will be accelerated. That's one thing that we'll be doing for Ethereum, which also means that the supply will be half. So right now, the max cap is basically 12,800,000 tokens, which means, one, it'll be even more scarce than the other chains, and two, the halvening will be accelerated. So that's, I would say, one improvement that we will be adding to Ethereum. And the second would be to make it entirely gas-free. So
entirely gas-free.
Yeah. So we'll,
like the whole XENIFY platform
on Ethereum. If you was
on Ethereum, okay.
Yeah. So the only thing you have to do is sign a transaction. So we're moving into that realm of where it's completely free to interact with XENIFY on Ethereum, and that will put us in a different league, I would say, especially with dApps on Ethereum, where
you said I'm gonna drop some opium in the beginning of this chat.
So that these are just the small things, like on the tech side, that we want to innovate on. We want to make it gasless. We want it where a user just needs to sign a transaction, and it gets all basically done by the protocol itself.
I mean, that sounds well. That's good to hear, though, because a lot of people, especially some people, are looking at the ETH launch as kind of I guess this could be the FUD. They're seeing it as like dilution, right? Because they're saying you're diluting your user because you're putting people on BNB. Your mainframe is on Arbitrum, and now you're releasing on ETH.
It's a triangle.
So
that's what I'm looking at.
It's definitely a triangle.
Yeah. But
I think, but me personally, I'm a fan of the tweaks as you go, because like I know that the XNF on Arbitrum is gonna live like a token life. Like it can, you know what I mean? Because like a lot of people want to have tokens have all these different functions.
Yeah.
And by you kind of learning between your platform protocols, like BNB, ETH, I think it's cool to see different variations. Because in Zen, we didn't get to see that till like Optimism Zen came out, and it was all the same up until then, right? But you guys are kind of throwing a little bit of a swing in there off the rip. I mean, when it comes to free, would that mean that it's centralized?
No, decentralized.
Okay, so it'll still be decentralized.
Right.
Also,
it would be done by the protocol itself, just like the liquidity pools. Basically, all you have to really do is just sign a transaction, and it'll be done by the protocol itself. That means you technically can just participate by just paying the fee, and that's it. So it will be cheaper for you to participate when it comes to gas on Ethereum than any of the other two chains, even though if even Arbitrum being a L2, it was still
Arbitrum fees are already pretty cheap, man. They're like 30 cents.
Yeah, but you can't beat free, right? So
yeah, it's not free though.
Yeah.
That's cool. I can't wait to. I mean, I would love to, peel the layers on that onion and see how deep that goes. But from my knowledge, the ETH launch is after the airdrop, which is 75 days. So
yeah,
it seems we got a little bit of some time here.
That's the thing. Many
Mhm.
people are going to fade the opportunity. Like we had this airdrops last time during our swap event, and a few people, I would say around 500 people took part. Most of them have multiple X there, based on what they, were contributing. But I would say that a lot of people was basically fade this second opportunity till the actual, news.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't understand it. Can you give us a little bit of a breakdown real quick about the XNF?
Yeah, so firstly, XNF1, it has half the supply or close to half the supply of the other two chains. So that means the value is going to be far greater. Second, there's an aggressive halvening on the token. So that means it's not going to have much selling pressure, you would say, because obviously the tokens will be, going through an aggressive halvening. Two, what we've decided was that let's do do an airdrop event where it keeps it fair, right? So now everyone who actually participated on Arbitrum and BNB chain have that opportunity now to burn their BXNF or XNF into VXNF, right? And later in the future, when we deploy into Ethereum, you can actually use that VXNF, right, within Ethereum.
Yeah, that's what I like about it.
Yeah. So
I don't think people get that part. But that's the airdrop. That's what's dope about the airdrop.
It's good because now we gain that adoption for like if everyone is now participating, we're putting two chains receiving VXNF, which will most likely participate on Ethereum because everyone now holds VXNF, right? So that's how we can get the traction going when we deploy into Ethereum. And two, the airdrop is similar to like a burn auction, which means the more you burn, the more share you receive out of the 30,000. So 20,000 is allocated to Arbitrum, which means if you burn, you know, XNF, the more XNF you burn, the more share of that 20,000 you get. And for Binance Smart Chain, it's 10,000, which means the more you burn of BXNF, the more share you receive of that. And the reasoning of the difference is because there's more liquid XNF released compared to Binance. Binance only has 5,000, whereas Arbitrum has 10,000. So it's kind of...
What's the total EXNF? Like, what's the cap supply? Total cap supply?
12,800,000.
12 million. Okay, so so it's going on Arbitrum. I know XNF is 22.5 million.
22,600.
And
yeah.
Oh, 22.6. Oh yeah, 22.6. Yeah. And that's the same for Binance, right?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
No, actually, it's a bit less because we started with a lower pool, so it wasn't 100,000. It was 50 on our BNB. So it's slightly lower on BNB, but it's not like a significant drop like Ethereum. Ethereum will be a mega halved, basically, approach.
Yeah. Go on. Yeah, I mean, that sounds... I mean, to me, it sounds awesome because I don't think a protocol needs a ton of coins. Like, you know how people go, we have 1 billion. Like, I'm like, all right, if you do a main, like layer 1, a billion coins makes sense. But like for a platform or a protocol, I love how your cap supply is a healthy little number.
Yeah.
It's not 100 million, it's not 10 million. Even though ETH, you're making it that. But again, what's happening here is essentially users are burning from Arbitrum their XNF, and then from Binance Chain their XNF, burning those things and moving them over to Ethereum, so then you can burn for the EXNF. So yeah, I understand I was saying this on my stream earlier. I was saying some people try to find scarcity by enlarging their communities, whereas with XENIFY, I see scarcity as these smart contracts like eating at itself.
Yeah.
And that self being XNF, if you really participate on all sides. Like, I'm not in the BNB one because I don't have any BNB, but I love how it's so liquid like that. Like, there's some BNB crowd now doing their own thing, and eventually there'll be the ETH crowd doing their own thing.
Yeah. The thing is, our focus on Ethereum is, one, to make it, and you could say a very improved version of Arbitrum and BNB chain without taking the value away from them. Because, if Ethereum does well, it's obviously going to flow to Arbitrum and BNB chain because you need VXNF, right? If you want to, gain an advantage on Ethereum. So that's how we're seeing it, where if Ethereum was to accelerate, it will bring up the other two chains with it. But at the same time, Ethereum is going to be its own innovation by itself, because I don't think there's many projects out there. We're probably the first project now to publicly say that you don't need to pay a gas to interact on Ethereum when using us, like basically with our contracts, right? Where you could just claim your ETH free, where you can just claim your XNF for free, or you claim your airdrop for free, or even participate in the the auctions for free. So it's
what about if since we're talking about this one, is this like even like when it comes to trading, like is Ethereum gonna have a gasless trade going on as well? Like
no for swapping, no.
Okay.
Because the thing is, it's just we wanted it in a way where people can actually not, because the thing is, you already know, right? You have to come back each day, you have to extend your logs, you have to recycle, you have to claim, you have to do all these certain actions. And we didn't want to put that cost on to the user. So we want it in a way where it's completely free and you just have to sign a transaction and that's it, So
Awesome. So yeah, we're talking more about the earn, not the swap.
No, the swap.
We're just saying like the earn, it will be gasless, but the swap, if I'm going from Ethereum to my favorite shitcoin on ETH, that's still gonna be a gas fee.
Yeah, because that interacts with like Uniswap or 1inch, and their contracts don't have like what we have. So that's why you have to pay that expensive fee. You know, like it can ride up right to $40 to $50 a transaction.
Yeah.
So
some people don't care. Like right now, that's why gas is still 50.
Yeah,
because people don't care.
Yeah,
and that's cool though, because I've been using the swap feature on Arbitrum. So like my little strategy that's been going on, I kind of stopped it today because I don't want to keep selling the XNF. But I was basically entering the swap auction by just selling my XNF and then going heavier into the VE XNF pool. Because I'm thinking more long term than like the short term. But this is what is awesome about this VXNF is that the only way to get it is to have liquid XNF, and then the only way to have liquid XNF is to burn YSL or VZen. So essentially, this is also gonna pump the burns because you're gonna need that liquid in order to, unless you're like me, I have to wait a whole year before I could probably even participate with the things that I'm putting into my little pot, but on the liquid side of things, if I got some laying around, some YSL, some VZen, then that's pretty much the tool you need to get into this auction. That was kind of like the idea too?
Yeah, like the thing is, we know there's not much liquid XNF available, right? A lot of it has either been sold or has been burnt, right? A large majority of it. So the auctions itself are happening as we speak. You can just go to the swap panel, just select like SA XNF, put there VXNF, and then just swap it, right? Or burn it into VXNF, and you'll be added into the snapshot. It's as simple as that, right? But at the same time, the reason why we did it like this is because we saw the value that it could bring, right? One, that in 75 days, we know that the first halvening of Arbitrum will happen and BNB chain. And it's going to get even harder to actually acquire the token because everything gets cut in half. And at the same time, we'll be deploying onto Ethereum, which will also bring a utility towards Arbitrum and BNB because VXNF will play a major role within Ethereum. So, and given that there's not enough tokens on, after the halvening, the price will reflect that because, those on Ethereum will definitely flow. The ETH that flows into Ethereum will flow back into Arbitrum or BNB chain, depending on which token is cheaper, right? So it kind of like pulls up both chains. So that's why I'm not so concerned. If we deploy Ethereum and all the interest goes onto Ethereum, there's no more interest going to Arbitrum or BNB chain, but that's not the case with what we're trying to build, because that will flow into both of those two chains because of the fact of VXNF. It plays a major role on Ethereum.
It does, man. I mean, and that's like it's like the hook concept, right? Like it's like everyone asks you, how are you gonna hook people to your site or to your protocol? And it all works within its own recycling system, because once you're hooked on VXNF, then you figure it out, then you have to get hooked to something else to like get an advancement if you're saying like I'm hooked, and I'm when it all hit me, I got really fascinated about what will this do for the burn auction, and what will this do for the scarcity of what I'm not getting my hands into, right? Because like I said, I'm going through the ETH auction on Arbitrum, so majority of my V or my XNF is December 2024, so I'm hyped to hear the way that this is all working. And when it comes to VXNF, that's a layer 0 token, correct? That's how it's being bridged over to Ethereum?
Yeah, like if you bridge between the chains, right? Let's say VZen or VXNF, it uses layer 0 as the default. So that's why if you look at the transaction, you're actually interacting with layer 0. And from my understanding, a few in the community say that there's an airdrop that might be releasing on layer 0. So
yeah, actually, it was confirmed. I saw it on Cointelegraph earlier today. They were
so
saying that they weren't going to do it, and then now they also put a tweet out, so it's on Twitter too.
if you're not bridging VZen, then I'm not sure what to say because you're actually interacting with layer 0 in that case. That means you could be farming
yeah, man.
airdrop.
That's why I was super duper hyped that you guys brought OFTs into the Zen community, because the only other coin that we were working with was BTC.B. That's how a lot of Zenians were moving into inscriptions, was using that specific coin because it was holding the most value. And again, like, that's what's cool about layer 0, man. It's module based bridging. It's on a chip. I'm excited to see what layer 0 brings going forward.
Yeah.
And again, like, yeah, VZen is that, and XNF is also layer 0. Then any interaction in this moment in time in the next 75 days, you're gonna be able to participate in that airdrop. So that's just a little bit of side alpha I just want to bring up.
Yeah, like you could just bridge from BNB chain to Arbitrum, your VXNF, and you could just be farming. Yeah, while you burn.
Yeah, and I mean, again, it goes like back to this idea that you guys might have accidentally created something. I don't know if you know this, Simran, but personally, I think accidents make some of the best products. And the way that VZen is helping this auction, including your the YSL, I've actually picked up a bag of YSL as well, just because it's cheaper to burn. So I was like, yo, if I'm gonna get liquid XNF, I might as well use the cheapest form until it pegs up to whatever is the same, right? Yeah, so I picked up a little bag of YSL, and then I've been saving my VXNF. I mean, my VZen. There's so many emission coins. I've been saving my VZen. So now this whole layer 0 airdrop situation, bro, has got me feeling like I'm gonna probably end up in the BNB version of things, but I don't trade enough, And I mean, me, I'm more of like a DeFi, like degen auction fool, I guess. Like, everything that's got auction written on it, I'm like, yo, how can I get some coins in this thing? But I've noticed on the swap that it'll be dead all the way until like 30 minutes before the lobby ends, and then out of nowhere people will start swapping on the platform so that they can try to enter that swap lobby. And that game mechanic of the auction is epic, because I'm curious to see what it looks like on ETH when there's that opportunity to get well, here's a question I guess I haven't asked yet. When it comes to EXNF, when I stake it on ETH, does it become VEXNF?
Yeah, so it will have the same when it comes to the locking aspect, like VEXNF, that will be the same ticker name, basically. So it's because those NFTs can't really be bridged between the chains, so it just makes it simpler to understand and not put an E in front of it. So
yeah, definitely. It's just more. It's like more on the user to comprehend the chain that they're on. And at least it'll be something like that. Somebody screaming, "Oh, I lost all my VXNF," but they did it on Binance, not on ETH. Yeah, and you just gotta know which side you're on.
Yeah, but the thing is to remember that when you do get in, like now with this airdrop, is that you're not only getting in and firstly, let's just put an example, right? Let's say if we get 10,000 XNF burnt, right, from Arbitrum, and we don't have anything from the Binance Smart Chain, right? So just 10,000 XNF that was burnt in today's airdrop, right? The burn event. that would mean that whoever participated would get 3 times back in EXNF. And that EXNF would have a supply that is almost half of what you're in right now with XNF. So that means there's already value that you know that it could be more, it could be valued far greater over time than what XNF is, because of the supply being almost half of what Arbitrum is.
Yep. And on top of that, people don't care, man. They're gonna spend the swap fee on ETH, and if that swap lobby is looking juicy over on the other side, I don't see why I wouldn't see the same exact behavior I'm seeing on both BNB and Arbitrum. And even somebody in the chat right now says that they've been participating in that swap auction as well.
It's the simplest way, the lowest barrier to entry when it comes to participating. I think many projects don't have, like, you could just pay $1, all right, and you will have some sort of piece of VXNF. So it fits into everyone's budget on how they can participate. You know, if you feel like you have a bigger budget, you can go into the auctions, the actual batch auctions. If you don't, then you can go into the swap auctions, right? And you can still earn ETH, and then with that ETH, you can use that, like, you know, purchase XNF, or, you know, and lock it, or maybe use the ETH and go into the ETH auction and acquire more VXNF, right? Because it has a bigger portion.
Man, the game theory is crazy, because where I'm curious is when do people want to pick a team? When do people want to say I'm 100% ETH, I'm 100% BNB, I'm 100% Arbitrum? Because then the way that you play the game or the system to get as many divs as possible is always by accumulating more, you know, XNF. And it's becoming scarce every day with the way that it's being burned to create the ETH side. That's why the ETH one is like a real polished rock by the time the XNF gets back to ETH. It's a real polished rock at that point. It's gonna be hard to burn that thing, man. You guys are making it even hard to be like, do I want to burn? But if the ratios are really good, I could see
the
people
ratios
every day.
Think of it this way, like right now, like if the entire 5,000 distributed to the BNB chain was burnt, if a 10,000 XNF from Arbitrum was burnt, you would get 2 times back in what you contributed in EXNF. And remember, EXNF has a way smaller supply, aggressive halvening, and is going to have a lot more game theory on Ethereum that will obviously eventually feed into Arbitrum and BNB chain. But it's giving you a token which could be far greater valued, you know, in the future. So I think it's like the way we did it is to encourage people to actually burn, because we knew that, you know, XNF is valuable, but I would say EXNF would be more in this case, and especially since you're getting back more in return.
And I mean, you're on ETH, so it's one thing to be on Arbitrum. I think a lot of people don't. Like, I didn't even really comprehend Arbitrum until I used XENIFY. And I remember you saying like most of the trading volume in the DeFi space is on Arbitrum. And literally until I got there, I didn't really get it. And now I'm like, oh man, this is why Uniswap was shoving this shit down our throat in like 2022 to use to exchange tokens during the high gas times. So I mean,
that's why. Yeah, that's the.
Sounds like the way that everything is going to be burnt.
Yeah,
like,
so that's.
I mean, you end up on ETH. That's like you're the king of the hill, right? There's a crypto game where it's like they call it, or that's the best Ponzi in crypto, the king on the hill game. What's fire about that concept or that idea is whatever chain you decide to choose, you could essentially build a share of the XENIFY network and share in the rewards. Because that's what I'm seeing, man. I'm seeing people making it exchanges now because they get a couple of VXNF, and then if they want to intensify those rewards, it's about staking XNF to get more. So I've already seen it. Well, shout outs Rolando in the chat. Rolando saying he was using XENIFY to catch the AVAX inscription hype by bridging over some of his coins, it looks like, from back and forth on your bridge. He says it's seamless. But yeah, like that's what I mean. Like Xenians are super interoperable, and I'm gonna be so curious. I guess what I'm stressing right now is I don't think even Crypto Bro can have his hand in every single cookie jar here.
Think of it this way: Ethereum is like known to be like, okay, that's the whales chain, right? That's where all the whales play, right? But the thing is, we've made it entirely free, right? Where you can just sign, right? Like I was mentioning earlier, like you sign the transaction and you don't pay gas. So to us, we feel like yes, it will be good for whales, and two, it will be also good for the average, Joe, like a normal user, to actually, participate, because he doesn't have to pay, like $30 or $40 in fees, right? And it's covered by the protocol itself. So I think it's going to be a game changer when we'll probably gain traction just on that fact. Of actually,
I mean, I'm gonna be in the swap auction, the burn, trying to get that airdrop, because the airdrop is also a really crazy thing to think about. Like I was saying, the other two protocols are so vanilla that we didn't get to participate early, besides just swapping early. Even then, you didn't really get too much participation like this one, where you can get a lot more coins than very little. The other one wasn't as because right now what I'm saying is some people might not play, like we're saying, they might fade it for a little bit, so you might be able to burn a little bit and actually get quite a bit of EXNF. So with that little bit of idea, because I can see it right now, the lobbies were pumping the first couple of days, they're slowing down just a little bit as expected. People come in heavy and then they do their things, like we're saying, the whale game. But for the average Joe, for the I'm just here to get some divs, it's cool when it cools off, because that's when you get the best entry. And I feel like people will fade the beginning stages of this XNF or EXNF idea, because it's not that it's hard to understand. It's just, if you're not following the development of the protocol, then you're more than likely going to make a judgment, and because you're not researching, So I mean, I feed off of non-researchers. I see opportunity in people not researching.
Yeah, the thing is,
and I'm like, I'm gonna, people can hear it like this way, where it's breaking down how you can find that advantage. But yeah, I think a lot of people are just fading it because they don't understand the differences between why the other chains.
Yeah, that's one of the main reasonings. But the thing is, one, BNB chain has its own community, right? It has its own token. It's different from ETH. Some people prefer ETH. Some people prefer BNB. They have their own, you could say, their own communities, right? Which are kind of separate. And then Ethereum actually has its own community, right? Where Ethereum whales don't want to leave Ethereum. And we've seen it, like so many projects that launch on Ethereum, they always do well. But then when they go to other chains, it doesn't do as well, right? So from there, we can see that it's because majority of the whales rather keep their ETH on Ethereum than move it to a different, layer 2, right? So
yeah, I've heard an old story of how the hardest or another rock analogy, because everybody in crypto is solid, but like the hardest thing or the hardest rock to crack in crypto are the OGs with a ton of coins, because they hate moving. Like Bitcoiners that have been in the game since 2013, that have a lot of Bitcoins, like the last thing they're thinking about is going to Ethereum. Like they made success in Bitcoin. And then the same goes for the ETH crew. And I would say the same for the BNB crew. See, like I'm not on Binance because I never was there to begin with. So I don't have any capital or liquid over there, but it's cool to know that there's a community and that XENIFY is there. And I'm seeing them use the product, like they're using your guys' product, and
Yeah.
you know, I don't know, I'm hella not there. I got to pull up soon though. I keep telling myself that every single day, because why not? It's there. But also I'm champion the idea that you don't have to be everywhere, but it's good to learn the stories of these chains so that you can understand why, to our conversation here, there's a community behind it, and why ETH heads are spending $60 to still make swaps. I don't understand it, but they don't care. They love their chain.
Yeah, the thing is, they probably, you know, have a ton of ETH, so it's, to them, it's like $60 is like nothing much, you know, especially.
Mhm.
But then again, I think it's more towards the control of their ETH. They know that the chain can't be rolled back, right? Or, you know, it's more safer to hold your ETH on Ethereum, the main chain,
Yeah.
than having it on a layer 2. So I think that's the main reason, and they rather pay for that, you know. It's just like, why would you have, you know, keep your crypto in a hardware wallet, right, than keeping it on an exchange? So that's how they're viewing it, you know. So
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, the exchange is the layer 2 to them, you know.
Facts. The exchange is the layer 2, and that's again why throwing in all these game mechanics on top of ETH is probably going to bring people in with regardless. So don't fade the burn.
Yeah. So this is why Ethereum will be huge. And it would, it also
would. A lot of people asking Ethereum too in the very beginning, and my mind was like, because I'm on the side chain, so my mind was like, damn, this shit's on Arbitrum, you're getting ETH, but they're still like, yo, win mainnet Ethereum.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like we launched an Arbitrum to get a feel of it. All right. Like more of like, okay, let's not just launch on Ethereum, because, you know what, you know, like obviously we want to see where we can improve on the concepts and make Ethereum far, far more bullish, far more like what you saw on Arbitrum. We can do it 10 times on Ethereum, but with reduced selling pressure, you know. But at the same time,
you gotta burn XNF to be sell pressure. That's the mind fuck right there. It's like, yo, if you want to be sell pressure on ETH, you gotta burn all the XNF from Binance and Arbitrum. And that's why I was like, yo, y'all kind of pinned the game or the player in the game, not necessarily pinned us in the corner, but you really have to think about how you're going to enter this position if you're saying those things. And not a lot of dApps do that when they want to check off how people you know, or how do I say this, the journey of the buyer, or I don't know what we call ourselves, but the game theorists, I don't know what the fuck am I in crypto. Yeah, the people who are gonna think about how can we break the system, the hacker, I guess, the crypto hacker. You guys, it seems like you guys are really thinking about that person to make sure that the system doesn't necessarily have any breaks in it, but it's harder to break it.
I think the point where we break 1 million in liquidity, I think that's where things will start going parabolic. I think for both chains, most people are not looking at that, and they're not seeing that we're not even in a bull market yet, and things can change, right? Remember that the liquidity is being held in ETH, which means ETH will go up in value over time.
True.
And
true.
Also, if the higher the liquidity in the pool, the more profitable it becomes to participate. Right now, most are not actually realizing that the lobbies, if you're getting liquid tokens, those tokens have value. And that's why you're seeing people participate in the burn auctions, is because there's almost, I think, $30,000 being distributed each day to that, like, that can be sold. This is like actual $30,000 being distributed. About majority of that will be probably burnt because they want to get XENIFY. So it kind of feeds into that scarcity element where a lot of tokens are going to be removed from circulation or either burnt out of circulation. And we're going to witness it soon. That's why I always say it's going to be a supply shock. And that's the thing. The supply shock won't come now. The supply shock will come when they realize that we're like around, going to launch on Ethereum, and they actually now know what is going to be released, and everyone will be basically rushing into that lobbies at that point.
Yeah, you know what else will be wild? A year from now, when everybody that understands how, because we're everyone that's here right now, we're pretty much learning with the smart contracts as they grow and whatnot. So for everyone who's locking up their XNF, this is going to be a wild ass decision if whether or not the saved coins, right? Because you're basically putting your coins in the future when you get VEXNF.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really, really wild, because it could be like almost like a community happening, because so many people's coins will be unlocking in December 24.
Yeah.
It's like, how many of those go into the furnace?
But also, I would say if we do go up aggressively in value on Ethereum, and the other two chains actually follow along with Ethereum, you could actually sell your VEXNF position, because a whale wouldn't be able to acquire that same number of tokens. So
oh, that's true. Yeah,
because there's not enough. So you have a huge position, and they'd be like, okay, we'll offer you maybe a 10% discount. Like, I'll offer you less, but you can actually exit your position without even waiting that 1 year.
Damn. Is there a marketplace for VEXNF, or is that like in the mix?
It's in the works. We're not making our own, so we're just going to use a provider, and we'll just create the marketplace for people to just basically sell their VEXNF at no
awesome,
cost.
though.
Yeah, there's no fees, there's no nothing. It's completely free.
That's true though. Like it's like you are time locking a certain supply that was only available a year, because the happenings on Arbitrum are every 90 days, right? Or is it every 60, 90?
It's every 90 days. The first halvening is in 90 days. Then after that, it's 6 months after that point.
Okay.
And then after that, it's 12 months after that point. But Ethereum, it will be just a bit of alpha. The first halvening on Ethereum will be 45 days.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So from there, you already can guess.
Yeah, man. You got it in the chokehold. You guys got us in little like headlock. Yeah. If you really understand it. That's why it was oh man. Also, I kudos for making shout outs Day P for making those videos that you guys have been posting on Twitter. Some people have been telling me that it's been helping them understand how to swap and all that stuff. So big ups for making those videos.
Sorry, but
we have a tutorial
I'm on the support side, getting people to understand how to get some VXNF. So yeah, but yeah, more videos will come. We thought that seeing it visually really helps people out more, and then we know that not a lot of people have time to read, so it's easier just to watch a 5-minute video.
Yeah, man, they really appreciate it. So big ups for that. Yeah, I guess so. So shout outs to Dave for doing the Telegram support as well, yo. You've got to answer those Twitter fingers. You know what I'm saying? They gotta ask and break shit. I don't know why.
It's actually quite
Twitter, Telegram. Yeah, go ahead.
It's quite simple actually to participate. You have two options, right? Either you can burn your rewards that you get each day by just clicking the burn button, which is on the the reward panel. So then when you click burn, what actually happens is you're basically claiming your rewards. You're then approving on the second transaction that you want to burn it, and then the third transaction basically just processes the burn.
Hey, here, I'll bring it up real quick so everyone can see it. I'm hating myself right now because I'm like, dude, why didn't you get some XNF so that we could do this live? So I'm hating on myself. It's funny because
Simran is like, yeah.
I know, I'm like, fuck. Next time though, because it's not that hard to do it. It's just like doing V or Zen, any or 10 chain Zen to VZen.
Yeah.
Where you're just swapping using the swap function here. But I just wanted to show, because I see it's updated here where your XNF rewards, if you enter the lobby, you'll be able to burn them instantly right here with this little button. So that's pretty dope.
Yeah, instead of you claiming it and then going to the swap panel and actually performing it, so you could just do everything on the actual panel itself by just clicking burn.
Hey, that's perfect. I mean, I'm a claim all type guy. I want to turn into a recycler, but I have my own strategy right now. Maybe I'll be a recycler later on. But yeah, right now we got this crazy strategy going on. But
You know what?
the way that
My
you
strategy.
can,
I'll tell
oh,
you
what's your
what.
strategy? Yeah, what's your strategy?
You see, the thing is, I claim my, let's say, for example, on BNB chain, I claim my BNB, and then I put that BNB back into the BNB auction because I know that BNB's auction is obviously far greater, right, with the allocation. And I literally put in like $170, like I took out as rewards, and put it back into the BNB auction. I was able to get out almost, I would say around $800 to $1,000 worth of VEXNF. 3x that in just the lock position. Because no one's going into the BNB lobby. Like it's just the smart. You see, a few people they're doing what I'm doing. They're taking their rewards, their BNB, and putting it into the BNB auction and actually acquiring a larger position in VEXNF, and they're earning more BNB by doing that. There's a few people doing that. There's so many different strategies that you could do. Like you could just swap and just
just blew your strategy up though, dude. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. My followers like to follow the strategies and blow people's fucking strategies up. So maybe you'll see some BNB competition now.
No, but it's good because they also feeds because even after paying that claim fee of 25%, I still managed to get like 3 times the value back in the lock position, and at the same time I'm feeding the recyclers, right? They are helping push up the price. So
yeah, hey, Tree City West just said that he's rocking with you. You both have the same strategy going. Shout out to Tree City West.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's so many different strategies. Right now on the screen, I got up the way that you swap the VE or VXNF, just like on their swap routes. You just put in both and you can do it. But right now you won't be sending it to ETH, right? Or is it should people be sending it over to Ethereum? Do you think that's like a best practice, or should they keep it on the native chain BNB or Arbitrum?
You mean VXNF, right?
Yeah,
So,
is it eligible to be sent over to Ethereum?
No. So when you burn, you're actually minting it on the same chain. So that's how the burn function works. But if you go to the swap panel, it's really up to you whether if you want to bridge it to Ethereum now, or if you want to bridge it later, because obviously it'd be cheaper for you to keep it on the same chain and then bridge it like one shot to Ethereum.
Yeah, that's what I would think too. Yeah, one lump sum of a bridge versus like daily bridges of blowing your gwei, unless you got it like that. We said we know some people in here got it like that. So
yeah, it's flexible. So it's really up to whether you prefer to do it like that, like you just want it on Ethereum and you're willing to pay that gas fee. But I think the better approach would be to mint it on the same chain and then collect it. And then once we closer to the launch of Ethereum, then you can bridge it to that chain.
Yeah, that's a good. I mean, there's so many different ways to play it, but yeah, if you see it over on ETH, I would say do your due diligence, because as I can hear from right now, most people will probably keep it on the native chain. So you know how people be making fake ass tokens. Make sure that you're doing your due diligence, your research before you do anything on ETH, because we're 75 days away from this launch.
The contract address, the contract address is the same, so it doesn't change between chains. So it's the same contract address. It's just like VZen basically.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but another thing is, if you burn, you're immediately added right to the snapshot. So that means you can actually go into, let's say, the airdrop panel, and you can actually see your pending rewards in exit, not EXNF, sorry. Yeah, EXNF, sorry. And then you can actually view the
right here.
yeah, you can actually view the table where you can actually see who is leading the burn for the day.
Where's the table? Or do I have to burn to see the table?
No, you can actually click view snapshot.
Oh, view snapshot. Okay, yeah. Oh, right here, view snapshot.
I'm not sure if it's loaded yet, because do you see an address there? Let me check.
It tells me that I can search by my address, but it doesn't show. It says allocation not found. So I think it's just searching by my address right now.
Okay.
Because I hit view snapshot from my wallet. But that's pretty cool though. I mean, I can see here the total XNF burn. I see the 876 XNF tokens from the Arbitrum side has hit the furnace, and from the Binance side, 847 tokens have hit the furnace, which, in my opinion, is fucking mad already. What the shit? Don't people know these things give them dividends and rewards? But yeah, this is what it's designed to do. VXNF is designed to be burned, it almost feels like, after this conversation.
I think the table will be it will appear there soon. So I think
yeah, it hasn't appeared. I think it's because it's recording the snapshot, but yeah, it should appear soon.
Probably like give it like 24 hours before everything pops up and gives you the good data, I like to say. Give it 24 hours to get the good data. But hey, seeing how many is burned right now, that's some pretty fucking bullish data. I don't know about y'all, but why are people even burning these things if unless they understand the Medium article? And again, that's really cool to see that interaction this early. I'm now, like, again, I'm hyped to see what happens in this auction. I'm hyped to see what happens with VZen. I think VZen plays a big role in this as a Zenian. And I mean, I'm a fan of XENIFY in general. I mean, I'm happy it burns Zen, but I'm very impressed by the like operational pieces of this platform, like from the swap to the auction to the airdrop to the support. Y'all are fucking killing it, just so you guys know. Not a lot of products or crypto projects. I think of crypto as products, and like, I like branding. If you follow my channel, you know what's up. We follow the brands because that's what's gonna bring the best, in my opinion, in crypto going forward. And I really enjoy being on your platform and using your brand, because I could use anything that aggregates. Really, there's not too many that are super sick. I guess I could use like Aave. I don't know. Like, I don't know why I would. That's another cool thing about XENIFY. It's very satisfying to use, because if you're swapping on a chain that has XNF, you're gonna get VXNF, and you're gonna get some extra little rewards. So thanks again for creating this platform. Y'all are killing it for show, says XENIFY. I mean, not XENIFY, says Tree City West. I wanted to keep this like a little under an hour, and we're hitting at 50 minutes currently. Do you guys have anything else you want to share? Any alpha or anything like that?
Simran's thinking.
He's like, I'm with it.
Yeah. Are you there, Simran? Did the mic disconnect?
Maybe it was going a little in and out earlier.
Yeah, it could be. But no, for now, just remember, guys, keep an eye on the Telegram channel. We, as you know, we're always, on the go and updating you guys there, and on Twitter. So, and we're working, as Simran said, to make the Ethereum chain, an improved version. So you definitely won't want to miss anything on that end. And remember that we have got 75 days counting from now. So that give us until 75 days until February 27. So mark your calendars so you can get that sweet EXNF.
Sorry, my earphones went to my laptop.
Went
It's all
it.
good.
Oh, you were there. Don't worry, don't worry. We
Yeah.
were chilling here. I was just saying that yeah, mark your calendars because those 75 days are rolling starting as of now. So if you wanna jump in early, now is the time. So don't sleep on it.
Yeah. Remember
Hella.
that
And we'll do
Ethereum's
a
Ethereum's gonna
oh, go
be a
ahead.
beast. Trust me, it's gonna be a beast. It's gonna have an improved game theory to it. It's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
something which basically hasn't been seen on Ethereum, I would say. Similar to Arbitrum, but just think of it like, oh. So it's like it's gonna be crazy because we're gonna add a lot of innovation, especially when it comes to gasless transactions, interactions. It's gonna be something which is not. It will be very different, like for someone who usually participates in Ethereum and actually pays a lot of gas to participate, and then comes to our platform and it's completely free. So
The only gas that's spending is on swap fees, and
yeah,
that's what we want.
yeah,
If you're holding EV and X. Yeah,
and
man, I think it's gonna be a beast. I think it's actually gonna the whole platform now is just turning into like a beast. Like before it was a monster, now it's just getting kind of beasty, man.
yeah. The thing is, we're not focused right now. Our main focus is burning and removing tokens from circulation, because I know that eventually price will follow according to that as time
Hell
goes
yeah.
on. And more users, because we're still early. We don't even have 1,000 users. Like, I don't even think we have 500, right, at the moment, Dave?
Mm-hmm. You mean on
On
active
DNB
on the
and
platform? Yeah, around 500. Yeah, that's correct.
yeah. So I would say we're so early at this stage.
This is that's super early.
Yeah,
That's
like
before it's extreme. That's like a word of mouth. So before people say this is viral,
Mm-hmm.
right? I think of stages like that. Like in crypto, you get to learn about things when it's word of mouth, and then it becomes pre-viral. Then that shit becomes viral.
Yeah.
Then it might become mainstream. It's really up to the platform. I think this platform's pretty juicy. So we'll see if it's gonna go through the tiers.
I think
Of
I think 5,000 is minimum by the time we hit
yeah.
Ethereum in active users.
Mhm.
So
Man, you got the sky as the limit, bro. You have one thing I like about Zen that this protocol also has is emission tokens. Some people think a lot of tokens are stupid and like it dilutes everything, but that's why I wanted this conversation to be about crypto and like how crypto is diluted. There's a ton of cryptos and there's whales that don't want to move. So it's about how you use those emission tokens, and you guys got it set up. And there's a lot of tokens that could potentially see glory. Not just, I mean, XNF is built like I could throw that shit at anything. It might just, just destroy anything right now. But like VXNF, YSL, the way that all that stuff works together for ETH to be a monster beast, who knows what direction your protocol goes. I mean, I know it's going north, but what direction? Northwest, northeast? I don't really know. It's just going up. It's a great time to participate. That's for damn sure. But I want to thank you guys for coming on the channel. We're gonna have to do this another time. Talk some more game theory. Maybe as we get closer to the launch of ETH, we can kind of dive back in and tear apart the next things you guys got coming in. Maybe even get a little demo of how gasless transactions are gonna work. Oh, but yeah, maybe Simran's headphones swapped over on him again.
That's a pain, but thank you so much for having us again, and we'll definitely
it's all good.
Be jumping in again once we are getting closer to the ETH launch to get an update and maybe drop some alpha. Who knows?
Oh yeah, Ayo. February 27th, 2024. Mark your calendars. XENIFY going live on ETH. I'm getting ready to end this stream, and my guy Tree City West is getting ready to go live. So you should jet over there and tune into him. If you're on Twitter, I don't know about you, but if you're on YouTube, make sure that you copy paste his URL or his name. It's right there in the chat. put it in your search bar, go to his channel, and tune into him because he's going live. And thank you again, XENIFY team, Simran and DP, for jumping on the stream today. Everybody saying peace out.
Peace
See you
out,
later,
guys.
Rolando. Peace, Josh. I see you, Mick. Y'all have a good rest of your evening or morning, wherever you are in the world. Peace.
Bye-bye.